But he said, this event of the Holocaust, of what happened to the Jewish people, was like the national crucifixion of the Jewish people. Think about it. 6 million Jews. At that time on the planet, maybe there were 16, 18 million Jews around. That's a third of our people. We were crucified. It's an amazing thing. Only God could raise him from the dead. Only the Holy Spirit could. And there's a parallel here, that the Jewish nation, the Jewish people, was a national crucifixion, as you see. A third of our people wiped out. And yet, 3 years from between 1945 and 1948, you think that's coincidence? I don't. The state of Israel in 1948, May 14th, was born after 1,900 plus years of exile. An amazing miracle done on the stage of world history before the eyes of everyone. And we have survived under incredible, difficult circumstances and wars and efforts to wipe us out time and time again. And here we are, prospering, growing. It's a miracle. So I want us to see that it's not just what Chagall, look, it's easy, especially for a secular Jew like Chagall, to say, okay, Jesus was crucified. That's a historical fact, right? And that's, we can compare the Holocaust of the Jewish people to his crucifixion. But what I want us to see today is it's not just the crucifixion, it's the resurrection, all right? But this event, the 1948, the birth of the nation, was nothing less than the resurrection of the Jewish people and the Jewish nation. If Yeshua hadn't risen from the dead, he is the King of Israel, then we wouldn't have seen the resurrection of the Jewish nation in 1948. It's the same power. This is Hosea chapter 6, verses 1 through 3. Lechu v'nashuvu el Adonai, el Yehovah. Ki hu taraf ve'yirpa'enu, yach ve'yechabshenu. Yichayenu miyomayim. Biyom hashlishi yekimenu. V'nichye lefanav. It's an interesting thing here to think about that in the connection of Yeshua's resurrection. The second day, the third day, that night, that Saturday night. Did God just do it like that? Or was there a process on the second day that began of his resuscitation from the dead? And then on the third day, on that morning, boom, he actually rose from the dead. I hadn't thought about it like that until I was studying this verse today. V'neda v'nirdefa ladat et Yehovah. B'shachar nachon mutza'o. V'yavo k'geshem lanu b'malkosh yorei aretz. You know, in Jeremiah 31, just after the prophecy of the New Testament, God says, look, the sun and the moon, just like it comes up in the sun comes up in the morning, I've established them. And as long as they're doing it, as long as the sun is coming up, and we see the moon and the stars, this nation of Israel will continue to be a nation, a testimony before me. The Malkosh is the spring rains from March, April into early May, this same season that Yeshua was resurrected, and the same season, May 14th, that the Jewish nation was restored. Think about that. There's amazing connections here from these prophecies to the events of Yeshua, to the events in the life of this people, and we're going to see more of it until we come to that day when Yeshua returns and we are transformed like this little seed into a glorious, glorious body, much more glorious than this bell pepper, a body that will live forever and a body that can be everywhere in the universe, somehow travel the universe at will.